Okay, ready, steady, go.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, hello, Yvonne. Thank you for being on the show today.
Hi, Ute.
So, Yvonne, today you're an independent and self-employed photo and videographer from Germany, but that was not always the case. Tell us a bit about how this came to happen, where you have worked before, and how you started to get into photography.
I think I started with the photography really early. When I was younger, I always had a camera and tried to take pictures of almost everything. So it was not special case horses, just everything. And I think I really liked that and always kept that a bit in mind, but still try to do like a normal way to find a job, like studying and stuff like that, finding your way into the work life. But it always was a part of my free time, and so the cameras got a little bit more
Expensive?
Expensive. Yeah, that's true, and a little bit more professional.
Yes.
And I always bought it from my own money, so I spent money to buy these cameras. And I had started to take pictures of horses at the stable where I used to ride. And I just asked the people, hey, can I take a picture of your horse? And so, yeah, I think it started a bit. And my last job as an employee was for a horse riding, for a company which produces products all around horses and riders. And for them, I did the social media stuff, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And I needed to take pictures there for this content. And after a while, I thought about, okay, why don't you do it as your own job, not for as an employee for a company, and just try it and take the risk and try to just do what you love and every day. And I also have to say that I don't like this kind of 9 to 5. I think that's something all of the freelancers say, because you really can decide what you want to do every day, when you want to do it, when you want to do your work. And you have a special kind of freedom when you're a freelancer. And I really enjoy that. And so the photography grew bigger and bigger. And and I'm really happy that I did this decision.
Yeah, it's so great. I mean, it's always a bit of a challenge giving up a safe job and, starting your own company, being self-employed. I mean, it has its risks, but I can totally relate to it, because I'm also like so much of a non-office person. Like, I mean, I'm also self-employed. So it's so great being your own master and taking your own decisions when you want to work or when not. So I can totally relate to that. So now that you're being self-employed, like, what are the biggest challenges you face? Like, what was kind of the biggest issue you had, kind of changing, kind of organizing, founding your own company, get into the market, finding clients and all? How did that work?
So one very good thing about my employee time in the horse market scene was that I already had some contacts to the horse scene, and that was really helpful for the beginning. And finding clients wasn't that hard because I'm an extrovert person, and I'm not shy to talk to people or to call people or to go to fairs or shows or something like that, and just go to their stand and say, hey, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, and what do you think about my work, and what do you think about working together? So I don't have a problem with that. So that wasn't that hard for me. But what was really, really tough was the whole organizations thing. I'm a little bit chaotic, and that is still, I'm still struggling with that, and I'm still working on that, being more focused, or yeah, schedule things better and organize things better, because sometimes I just say yes to everyone and everything, and after a while I really realize, okay, your day just have 24 hours,
24
and
hours, right?
how
And
and
you bored
when,
yourself
yeah,
under work. I see. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you think, okay, how should I do all these things, and all this work, and yeah, that's sometimes a little bit difficult, and still working on that. It got better. In the beginning it was really crazy, and I have some things I always write a to-do list, and yeah, so now it's getting better, but that was a really hard thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I bet it's also not so easy taking care of all the tax and tax related
Yeah.
issues, because that must actually eat a lot of your time as well, being on your own, being a freelancer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really happy that I have someone who takes care of my tech stuff, because if I have to do that, I would be lost totally. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Well, your photos are amazing, and I can only like employ
Thanks.
everyone to go and have a look at your Instagram channel, where you post a lot of your photos from all your travels. And
Hmm.
the cutest thing actually of all these photos was when you took a Shetland pony, actually, um,
Hmm.
in the middle of Cologne, which is a very busy
Yeah.
German city, and you took pictures of her in front
Yeah.
of the Cologne Cathedral, on the railway bridge, and in front of traffic lights. And I think it was
Yeah.
just you and Dottie's owner, right? It was just the two of you organizing that. You didn't have a big backup team. How on earth did you manage that?
Yeah, that's crazy, because that's the most asked question about these photos, if they are Photoshop, if the horse is, or the pony is photoshopped into the scenery of Cologne, but it's not. We really were on the Hohenzollernbrücke, and we really were in front of the cathedral in Cologne. So it was a very big wish of the owner, Easy. And the name of the pony is Dottie. So Easy always wanted to have a picture of her Dottie in front of the cathedral in Cologne. And she and her pony are very close. So she trains it. They can do a lot of tricks, and the horse also go into the house, and sometimes it's next to the kitchen table when they have breakfast, and sometimes it's in the living room. So the pony is really relaxed, and she's almost fine with everything, never scared. And she I think they also had the pony in the elevator once.
I
Yeah, I
see.
think even that. Yeah. And so she's very relaxed, and it was in the summer, and we were up very early, so we decided to go very early to Cologne, so that there are not that much people, not that much traffic. So just in case if the pony gets nervous, we can say, okay, we stop here and we just drive back home. But this pony was so cool and so relaxed, and she was really not impressed at all of anything. So we were impressed. And
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
we
it's
just
amazing.
yeah, it is. So she's just focused on her owner, and if Easy gives her a good feeling, and yeah, just let her know, okay, everything is fine, and you don't need to be scared. Then for Dottie, it's like, okay, if you're okay, I'm okay. And yeah, then you can ask her to do all this crazy stuff.
I
And
see.
yeah, it was not a problem. I think
So,
we met a lot of people who were really happy when were on their way to their
right, that would have been
jobs.
my next question. Like, what did the people say? I mean, I'm sure you don't meet a pony in front of Cologne Cathedral every day.
No, I think some of them didn't even recognize her. So they
Okay.
they passed by on
With
their bikes, or I don't know, and they don't even recognize. And I was like, okay, is it just too early? And they are not really awake,
They had no
or
coffee yet.
yeah, yeah, for example, yeah, or is it like, okay, there's just another pony in Cologne, I don't know. So we were like, yeah, but a lot of people were really happy and took pictures with their phones. And also there was one person in front of the cathedral. I don't know what kind of religious person it was, but he was also very interested and wanted to take a picture with the pony. And yeah, it was nice. So most of the people were really amazed and happy. And yeah, she really made a lot of people smile in the morning, in the early morning.
Right, I bet. How long did that whole shooting take you?
Oh, I think 1.5 hours. So we took a lot of time in the beginning, because the bridge we walked over um, is the bridge where the trains go over. So
Right.
that is a really strange noise, and we took a lot of time just to show her and to see how she's reacting and if she's fine going over the bridge. But she was like, where's my treats? And yeah, I don't care about anything. So we decided not just to take pictures in front of a cathedral, but also on the bridge and in front of a statue. And
And in
yeah,
front
and
of the
then we
traffic
did a
lights,
small
yes.
walk.
For
Yeah,
everyone who wants
exactly.
to
Yeah, and
picture
then we did.
this, they just need to check out your Instagram account because they're all there, I think. It's
Yeah,
amazing photos. I was so
yeah,
amazed seeing these pictures. And yeah, I mean, this pony, well, she's a like Appaloosa color, so she has spots. So she's white with
yeah,
black spots
yeah,
on her body, so you can picture her. So maybe some of the people passing thought she was like a big Dalmatian, perhaps.
yeah. Maybe. Yeah, a very fat one. Sorry.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, she's a pony, right? So ponies tend to be a
yeah,
little bit chubby. Let's call it chubby. But no, it was an
yeah,
amazing
yeah. I
shooting.
mean, at least more than a dog.
Yeah, yeah,
Excuse me.
definitely. Alles gut?
I didn't get your last question. Sorry.
Okay, no issue. Start again. So what other shootings or what other experience you had being a freelancer, particularly with horses? Is there anything other like which is very memorable to you?
I think there are two. It's hard to say two. They were all, yeah, most of them were amazing, or almost all of them were amazing. But I will never forget the light in Iceland when I was in the beginning of the year last year, 2019, in January in Iceland. The light in the evening is just crazy. It's because, yeah, the sun is not very long on the horizon, so you don't see the sun that much over the day. And the sunset took very long time, and you have this super special light. Some photographers say you also have that special light in South Africa, for example, in the sunset. And yeah, you had the nice
Of an
colorful
no,
orange lights, and you have the pinkish
right?
lights. And yeah, that
Yeah,
was crazy. And
that
also
sounds
with the
amazing.
northern lights
Yes.
in the
So
night.
so
Yeah,
how many
so
how many hours
this
of
was one of the.
I say how many hours of daylight
Yeah.
was there in January in Iceland, roughly?
Oh, I think the sun started setting at 9, I guess, and it was visible at around 10 or 10:30, when I remember it right. And it rises and it sets in the afternoon by 4.
I
Yeah,
see.
so you don't have that much light over the day. But even when the sun is gone, you still have super
Some light.
special light. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's crazy. You need to see that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And you still can
I'm sure
take
it's
pictures.
amazing.
Yeah,
And particularly as it's
yeah.
usually not the main travel time of people to Iceland. Most people go in summer, so I'm sure winter is very
Mm.
special. and not the least the Northern Lights. I've
It is.
seen some pictures of you
Yeah.
with the Northern Lights. That's amazing. That's just such an amazing
Yeah.
experience to witness this phenomena. Yeah, amazing.
Of course, you
So
can't see them in the summer. Yeah.
exactly, you can only see them in winter. Yeah, that must
Yeah.
have been
Yeah.
an amazing experience. So we already
Yeah.
straight back into your travels, so that's great. So let us turn to your project of Horses and Humans, which you've started
Yeah.
realizing around about 2017, right? So can you tell us how it all
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
started
Yeah.
and what you want to do with it? Like, what are your aims and goals and where you want to take it?
Yeah, it started 2016, or thinking about this project started in 2016 when I was in Spain. I did a riding tour there. It was my first ever riding tour. And a lot of things were different to how horse people do it in Germany. So from the bridle to the yeah, to everything. So
Right.
a lot of things
Saddle,
were
handling
different. And
horses, off
my
road. Yeah.
first everything, yeah, and my first thoughts were, oh, is that right? Is that okay? And then I thought, okay, why do you think that the German way of treating horses or riding horses is the normal way or the right way? And there are a lot of different um, kind types or possibilities to live with horses, to work with horses, to ride horses, to handle horses. And the German way, not the only thing which is the right way.
Right.
And so I decided to tell people more about that, and also about what kind of or how important a horse is for a special culture or in a country. So in Germany, it's mostly a hobby, a very expensive hobby. You do sports with the horses, and you rarely use them to for work. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know
So
what you
there are a
mean.
lot of there are some horses maybe in the woods who which move the trees on the ground or something like that. But
Yeah, and even that's more of a
you
hobby,
don't
right? Yeah, I know what you mean. People don't really work with horses anymore.
exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, so you don't need a horse to to really yeah, you know what I mean. Sorry,
yeah, I know
stop.
what you mean perfectly. No, no, that you're totally
um,
right. Like other
yeah,
countries, horses play a whole different role actually. That they're still used in working,
yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, that people depend on them much more than they do in Germany. I see. So
yeah,
you
exactly.
basically
Yeah,
want
and
to go and see these type of ways, and well, yeah, and make photos of them, right?
exactly. Yeah. So I wanted to show, yeah, what kind of different relationships there are in the world, depending on countries and cultures. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So your project has taken you to quite a few countries, actually, some very exotic, other places in Europe. So tell us a bit about your journeys, about your travels, where you have been, and what your experiences were.
Yeah, I think the first one was also one of the craziest ones. I was in Turkmenistan,
Oh
and that's
wow!
the home country of the Turkmen horse, of the akhal-teke.
Right.
And yeah, it's a very special breed itself because it looks so different to the normal sports horses we know in Germany. So everything a sports horse shouldn't have, a Turkmen horse has. So
Right.
yeah, that's crazy. So they look very special, but super interesting. They're beautiful in their own way, and the Turkmen people are very proud of their horse. You see them everywhere. You see them on the money. You see them on the flag. You see them in every corner, as in the streets, as a stature, or at the traffic lights or something like that. So everywhere. And they have like a holiday once a year for the Turkmen horse, where they do a lot of different stuff to celebrate the horse, like racing, like showing, like a little parade or something like that. And yeah, so I was there to see all that, take pictures of the horses and the people and the traditional clothes, and also the traditional jewelry the horses wear. And yeah, also to see the country where they come from. And Turkmenistan is a very interesting but also very strange country, I have to say. So we weren't allowed at the beginning to move on our own. So everything was like, we will pick you up at the hotel and we bring you to this location or to that location. And yeah, that was a bit strange. And there were a lot of things happened there, which were really that we thought, okay, is that real? Is it really happening? And yeah, I will tell a bit more about it when my project will be finished in a book, hopefully in some years. And a lot of interesting but very strange stories, yeah, about Turkmenistan.
Right.
And
So why did you choose Turkmenistan as your first country to travel to? And did you travel there on your own, or did you travel in a group?
oh, it's not really possible to do it on your own in Turkmenistan, but because you just get a visa if you are if you booked a journey on
I see.
a travel agency
Mhm.
via a travel agency, or if you just want to cross the country and like a transit visa or something
I
like
see.
that. And I had a connection to a woman who worked there half of the month. She's German, but she's yeah, she loves the akhal-teke horse, and she worked with the riders in Turkmenistan. She trained them and she helped them to compete in dressage and show jumping. And so I met her here in Germany, and we stayed in contact. And so, yeah, she just asked me because I told her about my project, and she just asked me, "Hey, do you want to come to Turkmenistan?" So, and yeah, then I said, "Of course, I I would love to."
I see.
And yeah, that was my ticket to Turkmenistan.
Well, that's a great opportunity, definitely. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. Where else did you go?
So I also was, of course, in India. That's where I
Yes,
met you.
right.
And India was also very interesting. And yeah, you have the special breed in India. I always think it's interesting not to just see different relationships to horses, but also the different breeds, because yeah, they're really special and really different. And you really feel that when you are in their home country. And yeah, I fell in love with the Indian horses, with Mavari, and I think that's also a very interesting
Indeed.
country
And you
and
have been here
interesting.
like 3 times now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you always see something new, and I'm really not done with photos in India. I think I will never.
Well,
And
it's a dream for photography. That's definitely the
it
case
is.
because so
Yeah,
many colorful
yeah,
things and people are very colorful, and even the horse tack and the horse
yeah,
jewelry is so colorful.
yeah,
So there's definitely a lot of scope in
yeah,
India, right? But you've also went to some places
yeah,
in Europe, right? You've been to Belgium or Austria, places we wouldn't really connect with horses
yeah.
so much, right?
Yeah, I think Austria was very nice, or is very nice, because I went to the Austrian army, and they work with the Haflinger horse in the
Right.
mountains, and also with some donkeys. Yeah, it's just to be ready just in case for a war, or if they are in countries to do their job there, where they have to be in the mountains, so that they are prepared for, yeah,
Right. Is
being
it
in the field
actually
in the mountains.
yeah, is it actually cavalry unit or is it more the general army?
No, it's not cavalry, because they don't ride the horses.
I
They
see.
use them for transporting. And so they explained it like that. If you're in a very remote place in the mountains where no car can come or no helicopter can land or something like that, and then you have to find other ways to transport munition, for example. And then they use the horses, and they use, of course, the horses which are used to mountains, which are very safe in the mountains, which are tough, and so the Haflingers are the best horses. They are not that big. They are flexible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
they're great. No,
they
and they're
can
great
handle
mountain horses. Yeah.
steep ways. Yeah, they are, and so they transport just all the things they need. If it's medicine, or if it's I don't know, weapons, or whatever. So, and they try to to train for this special case. And they also train with monkeys, because if they are in a country where they don't have horses,
With
where they just
donkeys,
have
right? Donkeys or
donkeys.
mules.
I said monkeys. No.
It was
Yeah, with
just a
donkeys.
very
Sorry.
funny picture, but I got what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah, then okay, that would be also very interesting. Of horses and monkeys.
Right.
Yeah, because if they are in countries where they just have donkeys and no horses, or mules or no horses, then they are also able to handle them, because they are a little bit different to compared to horses. And
Right.
yeah, that was very, very interesting, because a lot of the guys there never had contact to horses before. They had the first contact to a horse when they went to the army, and that was quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Is it only guys? Is it only actually men who are in this unit, or are there also women?
Oh no, normally there are also women, but in this case there were none. Yeah,
Okay, so you
they
were
were
there.
just
It was an
guides. Yeah,
all male brigade. So did how
yeah,
much time did you
yeah,
spend with them?
exactly. 2 days. Yeah, 2 days.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I think that was also that was quite amazing, because they really take 2 days off just for me, just to be there for me, to explain me everything, to show me everything, and to do what they do, and just for me. And I think that is really, really nice, and really that was super interesting.
Wow. No, that's amazing. So how did you get that contact? How did they like? Did you just write them and ask them, "Can I come and document your work?" How did that happen?
Mostly it's like that, yeah. So I think 19% of the things I do, even if it's just like a photo shooting, but I say normal horses in Germany, or I don't know, I just ask the people. Yeah, I just write them or call them, and just explain them what my goal is, and what I do, and who I am. And yeah, so I think 9 out of 10, they say, yes, we would like to work with you. Yeah.
Hmm, that's amazing. That's really great. No, very nice
Yeah.
pictures as well about that experience. So
Yeah.
after traveling to all these places and meeting horse people literally all around the world,
Mhm.
how do you
Mhm.
think these experiences have changed your views about horses, or maybe even life in general?
Mhm. I think a lot. For example, in India, there was a white horse. It was super, super skinny, and it was in front of a wagon which carried around the tourist around the lake in Udaipur.
Mm,
And I went to the guy and asked why the horse is so skinny, and that it's too skinny, and I was a little bit concerned about that. And we talked a bit, and he spoke a little bit English. And the thing was that he said that he has to feed his family, his kids, and his wife, and everything. And normally they use the he uses the white horse for weddings, but it was off season. Yeah,
right,
and the horse still needs food. And
right.
that was quite interesting to talk to him. And I think it's always the things have always two sides. And it's hard just to say, okay, that's bad what they do, and you don't know their story. I'm always pro horse. So for me, it's super important that the horses are well treated and that they have a good life. But it's not like in Germany. You can't say the horses should be treated like we do in Germany, because
Right.
they don't have the possibilities to do that. They don't have the place, the money, the food, everything. So yeah, that
Yeah.
the thing not to be very yeah, not to judge everyone in the first on the first moment.
Right, on the
Yeah.
first sight. No, that's a good one, because I mean, not even all German horses or all horses in Western countries are having
No,
such a great life. Even a lot of horses there
no,
suffer
no.
from, well, different things. They don't have enough exercise or enough turnout. They
Mm-hmm.
sometimes have to stand in
Yeah,
small
exactly.
stalls and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's very interesting, I guess, because it's always good to see. As you said, everything has two sides, and in many of these countries, the horse earns the money for the owner and the family, and they have to
yeah,
feed the family and they have
yeah.
to feed the horse, right? So, which challenges did you encounter traveling on your own to countries such as Turkmenistan or India as a woman?
Oh, um, okay, let me think about that.
Take your time.
So when I told my friends and family that I will go to India on my own, the first thing was, "Are you crazy? You are a woman, and it's super
Yes.
dangerous for women in India, and you get raped and you get killed, and I don't know what, burned and burned alive,
Yeah, the
and that."
typical the typical answer,
Um,
right?
yeah, yeah, it's just the things you see and in the news, or you
Yes.
read online, and that's very sad, because yeah, I wanted to go to India with no bad feelings, and I wanted to yeah, to see it with my own eyes, and I think I did that. And so I was in India 3 times, and I never never made a bad experience. And
Right.
all
You're
the
still
time the people
alive. You
were
didn't get
super.
raped. You're still perfect in health. You didn't even
Exactly,
get
yeah.
robbed, right?
No, no. So, I mean, of course, in the bigger cities, there are a lot of people who want to catch tourists and want their money with I don't know, with
Yes.
overpriced rickshaw drives, or I don't know. But you also have that in Paris or London. So that's nothing typical
Right.
Indian. So it's just a thing of big cities where a lot of tourists are. But I mean, we met so many nice people, even or especially in the countryside, who gave us food or chai, and
Hmm.
you really know they don't have that much on their own for
Right.
their own, and they still want to share. And that's the thing I will never forget about India. So that's India for me. And I think you have to be a bit um, you don't have to be shy. You have to be a little bit like an
Assertive.
extrovert person. And
Yes.
yeah, and you have to say no if you don't want to
Yes.
speak to someone, or yeah, and then you're fine. And that's the same, for example, in Nepal.
Right.
And of course, the people, when they hear, "Oh, you're from Germany," then they think, "Oh, you're rich, and please give me money." And can you just say no? Because of course you can't give money to everyone.
Right.
And yeah, or if they, I don't know, if they want to talk to you and you don't feel good with that, then just say no. And normally they accept that. And
Yes,
yeah, so
they do. In Nepal, you had
yeah.
a pretty bad experience because you fell quite sick, right?
Oh yeah, Nepal was, all in all, it was so disappointing. So not the country and the people, but my whole yeah, my goal wasn't reached, and I was really angry about myself and everything. So my plan was to see a special horse traditional ceremony, and also a race. And it was in a very small area, which is just open for tourists since I think 7 or 8 years.
Right.
But I didn't get a permission because I was on my own, and you just
I
get a
see.
permission if you go on a group. And I also tried it with the embassy and everything. So I tried everything, but we couldn't manage to get the permission. So I decided to go to another village to see this celebration, and I also had a guy, a Nepali guy with me. He lives in Kathmandu, and he worked for a long time for the World Health Organization, for the WHO. And so now he's a professor at the university in Kathmandu, and he loves to hike. So he went with me into the mountains to translate everything to me, because the people in the mountains, of course, don't speak a word English. And
Yes.
I always want to connect also with the people. Of course, I want to hear their stories about them and their horses. And the first thing was, we didn't find that much horses because they don't use them any that much, because they have motorcycles, because the
Right.
streets are getting better there, because of the tourists. And also the celebration was rescheduled to another date. And that was when I was already on my way back to Germany. So everything was a fail for me
Oh
in
dear.
these 3 weeks. Yeah, and in the end in Kathmandu, I think I got a virus. So my doctor thinks it was a virus, and I was knocked out for almost 5 days, and I had fever and everything. So I really felt so bad. And then it's not that nice to be alone. Then
Yes.
it would be nicer to have someone with you.
Right.
But in the end, when I travel for a project, when I travel to do my photography, I feel more free and feel more comfortable being alone, because otherwise I would have the feeling that I'm responsible for someone else, or that someone else, the one who travels with me, is also happy. And I need to focus on the pictures and not on the happiness of the other person. So
Yeah, I
that's
can
why I
understand.
prefer to travel alone when I do my project. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I can understand you on that. Even though sometimes it is nice to have somebody around supporting you.
of course, of course.
Well, but yeah, it happens. Some things just never go the way we intend to go, and we intend them to
No,
go. And well, it's just that, an experience, I guess.
and you learn from it. You
Exactly,
know
right?
what you have to do better the next time. Yeah.
Exactly. You grow, you learn, you make your experiences, and that's all about life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, which destinations or experiences are still on your bucket list? What's there, what you kind of really planning out in the next, I don't know, 1 year? I mean, or after Corona is kind of done? What's there?
Yeah. So one thing is, I would love to go to South America to see the work of the jetzt
The
fällt mir das Wort
gauchos?
nicht ein. Thank you. Yeah. So I would like to go to South America to see the shows, and I hope that it's possible next year. But yeah, you never know with all the in this time now, or in this time, it's really hard to make sense. But fingers crossed that we can do that next year maybe. And also my boyfriend comes from Azerbaijan, and I would love to go to his home country with him, and also to see horses and humans there, because they in the countryside, they really use the horses still for working in the fields and for transporting. And then it's really nice to have someone with you who knows the country, who knows the people, who knows the
Right.
language, and can show you the places. And that's also on my bucket list. Yeah,
I see. What kind of horses they have in Azerbaijan?
I think there's some mixed things. I think they have a little bit from the Mongolian pony a bit. They are not that big. They're
Hmm.
yeah quite small, or not that small. They look like kind of pony, yeah.
I see.
And yeah,
Well, there's
but I don't think
definitely.
they have a real breed.
I see. Well, there's. I guess there's a lot you're still looking forward to doing in the next few years, and fingers crossed that Corona will eventually be a thing of the past, and that we'll be,
Yeah,
fine traveling again to different countries and exotic countries as well. Well,
yeah.
we are slowly coming to the end of this episode. So,
Hmm.
in every episode of this podcast, I'm asking some rapid fire questions. It's a little bit to lighten the mood and, to
Okay.
keep it a little bit fun for you and for me. It's a couple of questions I'm going to ask you. So you can just answer in a word, on a sentence, whatever comes to your mind first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Let's
Okay,
see.
so
Ready.
what is your must pack item on any of your trips?
My camera, of course. Oh, ich höre dich gerade nicht.
Okay, Moment, der Hund bellt gerade. Dizzy!
Ja. Daisy will auch einen Podcast.
Ja, warte mal ganz kurz.
Ja, verstehe.
Husch, wenn du bellen willst, geh. Die steht neben mir und kläfft. Kannst du sie hören?
Mhm.
Naja. Dizzy, Schluss, geh. Furchtbar. Ein Königreich von Tonstudio oder so ähnlich. Dizzy, go and lie down.
Genau.
Ja, Singam bellt hinten und dann kläfft die natürlich hier vorne. Okay.
Ach so, ja.
Okay, probieren wir es mit der zweiten Frage.
Mhm.
Okay, so are you a long-term planner or wing-it style traveler?
Oh, the second one.
Okay, you are more spontaneous, deciding to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite horse breed?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, what is your favorite horse breed?
Oh God. PRE.
I see, the Spanish
Purarada
horses.
Español.
Well, they are pretty, definitely very beautiful horses. So what's your favorite riding style?
Oh wow. I think also the Spanish style. I really like that.
I see. Well, that's indeed nice. That's right. I like that too. I like the Spanish horses, and I do like the Spanish working style riding. It's pretty amazing. If
Yeah.
you can spend one paid year off, where would you go?
Oh, that's hard. One destination for 1 year?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can also say you go on a world trip, whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, I would. I think I would go on a world trip, of course, to all the destinations are still on my list. But if I have to be in one country for 1 year, I would try Iceland.
Ah, amazing. I see. Now, besides riding, traveling, and photography, what other hobby do you have?
Oh, eating and cooking. I'm really more and more into cooking. It really keeps me grounded. Yeah.
I see. So what kind of food do you like? This is not one of my questions on the list, but as you refer to the cooking, I'm just curious, what type of cooking do you do? German food or?
Oh, I know. Everything. So everything is vegetarian. So it's from self-made pizza to I don't know, quiche and salads. Everything. Also, baking is one of my new favorite things. So I really love, instead watching a series in the evening, I love to be in the kitchen and to cook for hours. And yeah, so I really like everything was vegetarian and where you don't need that much equipment.
I see. So next time you come to India, I'll treat you a cooking class, so you learn a little bit Indian cooking.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because we have great vegetarian dishes in India. It's one of the best
That's
countries for
true.
vegetarians.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, back to the questions. What is your
Mhm.
biggest sorry, once again, what is your biggest addiction?
I think my phone. Yeah.
I've heard that one
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. It's sad but true.
Yeah, unfortunately, isn't it? So are you an early bird or a night owl?
It depends, but mostly a night owl.
I see. So what is the strangest thing you've ever eaten? And where was that?
Oh, that was in Germany, but it was a Chinese vomit fruit cookie, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever tried.
Okay, what was it made of?
Vomit fruit, these it smells like vomit, yeah,
I
and it
see.
also tastes like that. Yeah, it's I don't know, they like to eat it in Australia. I think it's also a thing in Australia.
I
Yeah,
see.
but don't hit me, Australian people, if you don't like it or if you don't eat it. But yeah, we tried these Chinese vomit fruit cookies, and that was the
Okay, never heard of them
worst
in my
thing
life, and probably I'm not going to search for them or try them out then.
I can't understand how someone sits in the evening in front of the TV, like, oh, now a vomit fruit cookie, that would be so great. So like we do say, oh, now a chocolate cookie would be great. So I don't know, but yeah, it seems like it's a thing in China. I don't know.
Well, people are different, and I guess that's a good thing. Well,
Yeah, of course.
what book are you currently reading?
Oh, I'm reading a book about what white people should know about racism, and yeah, it's because of the things happened because of
And
the death of
yeah,
George Floyd in weeks, and I really got the feeling that I don't know enough about the topic racism, and
right.
so I decided to read this book, and it's really interesting, and a lot of things are like, oh shit, I did that, oh shit, I did that.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I really recommend to educate everyone more about this topic. Yeah.
particularly if you're white and belonging to the majority group in your country.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's very serious, but
Yeah.
indeed great to read that, I guess. So, which was the last horse
Mm-hmm.
movie you watched?
Oh, did I ever watch a horse movie?
You've never watched a horse movie?
Oh, I don't. I did Hidalgo. I think that's the
Yes.
one I remember.
Well, that was a good one,
And I
actually. I watched that too, and it was really good.
Oh, let me think about it. But so in Germany there are a lot of famous horse movies. Actually, like Ostwind, but
Yeah, there's
I've
Ostwind.
never seen
That's,
that. Yeah,
I think there's
yeah.
3 parts now. They released 3
I
parts.
don't know.
It's
Yeah,
it was a big hit
yeah.
in the cinema. I've never watched any of them because it's more for, for this, I think, 14 years, 15 years old girls. I think that's kind
Yeah.
of the target audience for these movies. But yeah, I know they've hit the screen, and it was a big hit in Germany.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It was. Yeah. But
yeah.
I just remember Hidalgo and maybe the last unicorn. Yeah, but that's it.
Well, yeah. So probably Hidalgo was the last one then. Yeah, I've watched that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good. So now we've reached the end of this episode. So I just want to ask you one more thing. How can people find
Mhm.
out more about you and your project of horses and humans?
Um, I have a little bit on my website already, some pictures on my website, and of course, the most of the stories or most of the things sorry, nochmal. They can find some pictures on my website, but mostly I'm active on Instagram, and I hope, as I said before, that I can finish this whole project in a book, in a coffee table book, and but I don't have a date when this will happen. So the people just should stay tuned and follow me maybe on Instagram to see a little bit more about my work and what I do and where I travel to.
Right. Okay, great. And one more question I will ask you, because I
Yeah.
forgot that earlier. I will cut it in and put it somewhere up there. So you mentioned that you want to write a book about your project. So so what kind of book you have in mind?
So first it was, first I thought just about a coffee table book with nice pictures, but now, or during the work I did, and or after every trip I did, I thought, okay, there's much more to say than just the picture can tell us or can tell the people, and I would like to do like a mixture of pictures and personal stories, because I think it's also interesting what I experienced through all these trips, and yeah, how I saw all this, and
Certainly, yes.
it changed during the years. And so I think the goal will be a mix between pictures and a lot of travel stories.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So I'm really looking forward
Yeah.
to see this book being published. Well, so Yvonne, thank you very, very
No
much
pressure.
to come on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure talking to you, and I hope so. I hope the audience really enjoyed this little interview with you, and it's been so interesting. So we have linked your website and your Instagram account and social media accounts into the show notes. So if you want to find out more about Yvonne and her project, just go to the website equestrianadventuresses.com, check out the show notes, and go and visit Yvonne's profile either on Instagram or Facebook, or see her website. Great. So super, sehr schön. Vielen lieben Dank.
Thank you very much.
Ich mache es jetzt.
Danke.
Kein Ding. Warte mal, wo mache ich das aus?